So this is Rain confronts FaZe Temperrr with exposed DMs by Dwayne TV. Let's go.
That's 15 years old and 16 years old.
Speaking of, bro, September been a freaking crazy month. We found life on Mars. Charlie Kirk got shot. Kai Cenat Mafiathon 3. Speed Does America. FaZe Temperrr. David. What else happened, bro? What else happened? I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? And we're only in the second week.
So throw this 17-year-old shit out the fucking window. Throw out all of his
Bruce came back.
Sympathy, earning lies out the window. This dude is a con man, a scumbag,
Revolution in the power.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we are definitely going to be making some more FaZe videos because I feel like we got a lot more that's going to get unpacked from this situation. So FaZe Rain was in contact with 2 different people, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be kind of a long video because I'm going to show you long forms of the clips.
Nah, low-key, I do need to chill off the energy drink stuff.
What I found on his VOD. I cut it up as much as I could, but I wanted to make sure that you guys can...
You know what's crazy about that VOD? I went back and watched it. People didn't really clip it like that. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be picked up.
That he shared with somebody who apparently went to school with them, and somebody that he remembers actually mentioned on Twitter that they had heard of a FaZe member sleeping with 2 16-year-olds probably a couple years before he was even told from Temperrr. And so he DM'd that person to try to get some more information and find out what it was that he was talking about, because how likely is it that it's gonna be 2 different members that did something like that? So it's a wild ride. I'm gonna bring you down the first video, and then we'll talk a little bit about it before we dive into the second one.
So we start here. Let's start at the video. I cut out the name until he gives me permission to show it, and then I will have him on stream if he'd like to. Her classmates, he has a good job going for him right now. So he's like, I'll only do it if I can not have a face and muffle my voice because he's so afraid. Okay. So
nah, bro, what's the odds that somebody who knew the people in the situation is coming out?
Look at the DM.
That's crazy odds, right?
This is a DM. I saw somebody.
Yo, I have a question. I'm so sorry. I just seen these DMs. Was good. A long time ago, I saw you post and was mind blown. You knew something about a FaZe member and 16-year-olds. Has to be the same person I'm talking about because I found out a year or so ago. I've low-key been fucked up over it, not knowing what to do. Who's the person you're talking about?
Tweet about in 2024, probably a month before.
Probably true, but most of the time it's an established. Yep. Brands. Yep.
I saw him tweet about someone in FaZe having a threesome with 2 16-year-olds, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was like, what are the chances that I read something like that? It has to be the same person. I couldn't believe it. This is October 7th, 2024. This is moments after Tommy threatened to off himself if I ever expose this shit. Yo, this is me speaking, obviously. These are my DMs. These are my screenshots. Yo, I have a question, and I'm so sorry I just saw these DMs because he was messaging me stuff before. He said, what's good?
Damn, I shouldn't even have read that then.
A long time ago, I saw you post and was mind blown you knew. Something about a FaZe member and 16-year-olds has to be the same person I'm talking about, because I found that a year or so ago, and I've low-key been fucked up over it and not known what to do, okay? And this was October 2024. Before I even started streaming, before anybody says, oh, you're doing this for clout, you're doing this for money. Yeah, bro, a year in advance, I'm like, you know what?
My thing is like, okay, I understand he was like shook up because Temperrr was like manipulating the situation, saying that he was going to off himself. But if you really felt some type of way about it, why didn't you voice it then? Well, actually, no, I understand why he wouldn't voice it, because he probably didn't want to deal with any of those problems. He probably just wanted to leave cordially and just move on, but still. Bringing it up now is like, yeah, why are you bringing it up now? But I get why though.
I'm gonna start streaming next year.
Cause he's tired. You can only bottle shit in before it's like you can't hold it anymore.
Then I can use this as my moment for stream. But anyways, I found it a year ago or so, and I've low-key been fucked up over it and not knowing what to do. Who's the person you're talking about? Bro, LMFAO, can you say it so I know you actually know? But I feel like there's no way you don't know. Tell me the letter their name starts with. I really don't want to get involved in drama and something that happened 6+ years ago, even though it was. Well, hang on. It was not 6 years ago. I found out last year, and he told me it was a year ago from then. Max 3. Okay? But now we found out, after talking to both parties, it did happen in 2019. Tommy must actually be that fried. He wasn't able to tell the difference between 2022 and 2019.
I think that might have been done intentionally because he dropped their birth years. So 2021 sounds a lot better when you're 17. In 2019, it makes you sound even younger.
Or
15, 16.
That I don't know. But all I know is that he told me it was a year before he told me, which he told me in 2023. So here, listen. This was 2019. And then he said, well, yeah, it's a different person probably. I said, ... What are the chances though? You said threesome with two 16-year-olds, no? Your name will never be brought anywhere about I just want to know how you knew. And then he said a 16 and a 17-year-old, which by the way, I'm not even sure if this is true. We're about to get to this. But technically, by law, it was legal, I believe, in the state, but technically not because they were drunk. You probably know, but in America, it's illegal to have sex with anyone under 21 under the influence of anything. I said, FaZe owner, question mark? He said, owner, question mark? No, but that's as far as I'll go. I don't want to get involved. No problem, G. Appreciate you. Super fucked up, okay? I later saw him confirm on Twitter that he said he didn't invite the girls under drama related with us. So it confirmed to me 100% that he was talking about Tommy. So this is what me and him talked about last night. I can fully confirm it happened pre-COVID. This is 6 a.m. for me, bro. This is how late I was up nonstop messaging people trying to get to the bottom of this. I can fully confirm it happened pre-COVID 2019. You there? I was actually sleeping at this point, but I messaged before that, 4:54. And I have proof of that too. But to be honest, I know everything, but I don't know if I want to talk. I want to because I can't afford to have my name in the middle of a lawsuit, and he has like some lawsuit going on. The only piece of information I'll give you now is he's lying through his teeth when he said he didn't know. But there's so much more, and I have proof of a lot of it.
And the thing is, it's like when he told the information to Rain, why didn't he just lead with that? That's the crazy part. You not knowing is some shit that you would not forget. You don't just tell somebody the situation, you're like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. I didn't know. No, he came out and adjusted the story so that it could minimize everything that was going on. Because you notice, bro, he came out and confirmed it, but he just, like, bro, if you tell truth and you mix lies with it, it's believable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, I don't know, man. I wanna, like, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't believe FaZe Temperrr. I'm gonna be real. I don't believe shit he gotta say. I don't believe shit he gotta say.
You come forward as it's the right thing to do. Just make a public statement. And
I try to be impartial, but it's like, bro, the moment that you start telling two different stories and you have people trying to cover for you and shit, it's like you're cooked, bro.
Expose this guy for the scumbag he is.
Now, before we dive into these DMs that he showed, I just want to say two things. One is that we're not trying to find out if something happened. Temperrr already said he was in New York. He already said that he slept with a girl and that he found out after the fact that she was 17, which he regrets, but that it was legal, and he just wanted to leave it at that. Rain doesn't believe him. Rain thinks that the girl was 16 or 15 and that he did know the age of the girl, and so that's what he's trying to figure out. So we're not even trying to figure out if something happened anymore. We know that it did. Now we're just trying to find out if the details that Temperrr gave us are
the
actually
truth.
accurate.
Yeah.
I assume we're all on the same page, but every once in a while someone might get lost a little bit or hasn't
Yeah, well, Rain said that Tommy told him that the girls were like 16 or something like that.
Up with everything, so I just wanted to explain that. But as far as these DMs, they're interesting because they're from October of 2024. So this, he claims, happened right after Tommy said, hey, I'm going to end everything if you get this information out there. And so Rain wanted to dive in and find out more. Now, we don't have a name of who this person is, so I'm still kind of skeptical, but at the same time, I still think that some weird shit went down. I said it before, I'm leaning in that direction because, and Rain...
Nah, I feel like, bro, what's the benefit for Rain to just put himself through this? It'd just be better for him not even to have mentioned it in the first place.
Actually brings it up later on in one of these videos. You would have said you didn't know to your friends immediately. If my friends questioned me on anything, and I didn't know something, I'm leading. That's the first thing I'm saying, and that's the only thing that I'm saying over and over and over. The fact that nobody can recall Tommy ever saying that, not Banks, not Rain, not Apex, not anybody that was involved, it just tells me that it's not that he didn't know, because that you lead with that. That is your best defense. Is that
nah, literally, bro. I feel like the people who are involved are gonna have to come out and just drop the sauce. My thing is, where's these girls at?
Idea. And so to not say that is actually crazy to me. Regardless, I don't feel like these first DMs by themselves really prove anything. I feel like once you watch the second clip, that's when the first DMs actually make more sense, because the stories are the same, but they're potentially two different people. And I say potentially because we don't know who the first DMs come from yet, and I feel like that is important to know, because then we can 100% say, okay, the first person that you showed us from these October 2024 DMs has no connection to the person that you showed us that you just talked to.
Well, he said that they were like classmates or some shit.
From under one of your threads on Twitter.
This is the next thing. This guy responded under my tweet, and I had conversation. This is the guy that gave me the school name. He went to school with these girls. This guy gave me their names. I have everything. I went to the same high school as the girl. I remember her posting stories with him in the club at NYC. My friends and I all flamed him in our group chats because we knew she was in the 9th grade, which is crazy. I hope she's not in the 9th grade. She posted the sunrise at 6 a.m. next day from his penthouse view. 9th grade would make her like 15. Stop lying. Not lying. I was a senior and these girls were all younger. And yeah, there's a chance she was 15. It was years ago. And I never knew her age, only the age of the 2 friends she went with, who were 16, 17. By the way, the 2 friends were a grade older. So yeah, she was 15 or newly 16.
Why doesn't he do a lawsuit? Bro, you got to understand. If you do a lawsuit, you can't just sue somebody. You have to have definitive proof. You have to have definitive receipts that are incriminating them. So you can't just go and say it. Now, Rain said that he reported him to the FBI. I think that's a little bit extreme. I don't think shit is going to come from that, to be honest with you. I feel like that was a little bit overboard. But I think it's like, bro, you're not going to win in the court of law at this point. Like, you might as well just show all the receipts and just show all the proof, bro.
Okay? And then this is a group chat conversation of him and his friends in an iMessage group chat. Yo, wasn't this the motherfucker chilling with that one blonde girl from our high school when she was like 16 or 17? I think that's the name. I think that's the name that he gave me. I'm trying to like read it because of what I know. Forgot her name. If this isn't about her, then he's been getting duped by these underage girls for a minute now. I remember, yo, it's definitely about her, LMAO. Obviously, these guys are just kids and they don't understand the magnitude of this situation because, you know, they're still young. Damn, do you think he knew their age prior? Bro, you could take at least one look at them and tell they were 16 or at least underage. Also, everybody needs to ask, if he found out they were all minors next day, why did he follow her on IG and stay following her for weeks?
Oh, shit.
Follower list. Drunk at 21 Club, 21 Plus Club. By the way, it's all a lie that his lawyers have advised him to say to have plausible deniability. They are telling him to say it was a 21 plus club. They are telling him to say it was 17 and he wasn't aware of the age. Brother, let's pretend you are my friend. Let's pretend you are my friend and you have told me that you've now had a—
Damn, I didn't even think that he probably spoke to lawyers. Oh, so they probably told him to make that statement. Add those details in the mix. Whoa, so that it could— Wow.
A threesome with 2 16-year-olds. Would you wait 2 years till it went public in order for you to say, I didn't know? Or would you constantly, and I mean constantly, reiterate the fact that you didn't know their age if you truly were innocent? Anyways, let's get back into it. You're shot, bro. It's very easy to tell a teenager.
Nah, that's insane. This shit is so, like, this is deeper than I thought, bro.
She wasn't 21, just didn't investigate because she was dumb, clout-thirsty teen. Don't be so naive. Nah, some 16-year-olds look older. Mix that being with shit-faced drunk, you wouldn't know. Okay. Check his hard drives. Nobody mixed a 16-year-old with a 21-year-old, but okay.
Bro, everybody on Twitter is fucking weird. This is some weird behavior.
Okay, whatever.
And his name is Top Z Cobra Tate. The guy that you're naming your whole page after has a literal— he has a literal human trafficking case. Oh my god.
You say.
Get that guy out of there.
Did that one? Okay. So I DM'd him. I followed him and DM'd him. Yo, you're not trolling. It's like I put 100,000% true. Bro, it's 10,000% true. 3 girls, New York City Club, 2018. Well, he got 20.
Oh, so 2018, 2019.
Wrong, it was 2019. He's actually unsure if it was 2018 or 19, but based on both sides, it's 2019 for sure, especially because the person that was with Tommy is certain it's 2019. I'm assuming he has a photo with Tommy at that club, so he's just looking through the timestamp of the photo, which tells
Damn.
It's 2019. And my boys and I were all FaZe fans, so we thought it was crazy when we all went to the girls' IG followers and saw the verified FaZe Temperrr account. All 5 of my friends vividly remember laughing and sharing the story and the—
Bro, I don't know what's up with people, bro. It's like as soon as they become famous, they just start liking kids and shit. That shit is weird.
But don't have any of those screenshots anymore. And also, like, I know you might be like, why are they laughing about it? Well, because they're high school kids and they don't understand the magnitude of a—
Right, they're like, oh, dude, she totally just got fucked by FaZe Temperrr, bro.
Well, at that time, I guess if it was 2019, Tommy was born in 93, so he would have been 26 years old. Okay, he would have been 26 years old when this happened. So he's not 29. I guess when he told me it was 2022 that it happened, he would have been 29. But now, since it's 2019, he would have been 26 years of age, okay? All 5 of my friends vividly remember laughing and sharing the story and screenshots, but don't have any of those screenshots anymore. Also, I have a nice paying job and I'm on a burner, so I don't get anything from my name dropping and helping you. So I'm honestly even reluctant to continue this conversation unless you can ensure my anonymity. 2 of the girls were sophomores in high school and 1 was a freshman.
Damn.
Okay. I have a question though. Was it after COVID or pre-COVID? Do you remember? This is before I showed him the screen recording of the other person I was talking to about the situation.
Rain really came with receipts, bro. People try to question whether he's telling the truth or not. Like, he's reaching out to people. He's corroborating the evidence. It's just that Now they just need to start showing the pictures and start showing the timeline of everything that happened, bro. Once that comes in, it's like without a shadow of a doubt. Because you just messaging somebody isn't going to necessarily... That's not really definitive proof. Because it's really just he said this and this person said this. But at the end of the day, though, I think once we start seeing like story posts and pictures and people start speaking up, it's over with. Yo, ban that guy.
He said pre-COVID. So that also tells me 2019. It checks out. It's pre-COVID. Everybody can kind of remember post-COVID, pre-COVID because of how big of a deal that was. Unless this guy's a serial sex offender, lol, but the story lines up too perfectly. All 3 girls were out partying that night, and all of them posted stories like crazy because they were so geeked and clout thirsty. And then I sent him the video that I showed you guys already. Just saying, 3 of my friends pretty much confirmed the ages of the girls. 15, 16, and 16.
Damn.
15, 16, and 16. And all newly 16 and 15. If this dude is saying he
newly 15 and 16 is crazy.
Mixed up a 15, 16-year-old, a 21-year-old, he's straight up lying. Dude, so it was all 3 girls, not 2. Dude, he's been lying this whole time, dog. I'm a reasonable dude. If he said he didn't know their ages and was being sincere, I'd believe him. He never once mentioned he wasn't aware. He bragged about it, which he did, and that's why we're here. Understand? Nah, if they're saying it's 2 girls, it's definitely 2. We all couldn't remember the 3rd girl and were confused. Then went back and looked at the age of consent and just said, let me say 17, then make up he didn't know and that they were in a 21 plus bar. Hence why we thought it was a separate incident. Okay. One was class of 2021, other was class of 2020. You can figure out the dates from their birthday. I don't know. I said, wait, I'm a high school dropout, remember? So hang on. Because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck does even class of this mean? I don't know. I'll give you their names. The CO 2021 girl doesn't have IG anymore. Or if she does, I don't know it. So class of 2021, 2020 means they'd be 17, 18 that year? Nah, so one born on 2003 and one was born in 2004. And in 2019, if any of you guys...
This shit is really sick, bro.
Reasonable at math.
I remember the days I could eat and watch Nizzies. This shit is really disgusting you that much. I mean, I don't blame you.
That's 15 years old and 16 years old.
It's just an interesting time that we live in social media, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So many people, like, are weird, especially, like, in this LA clout scene, bro.
So throw this 17-year-old shit out the fucking window. Throw out all of his sympathy, trying, earning lies out the window. This dude is a con man, a scumbag, and a liar. And then he showed me a screenshot of him talking to his homie in the group chat when it happened. Yo, this is literally, and then he said the names. We were seniors in high school. I don't know if you remember. I peeped LMAO. That's the first thing I thought about, like it's literally them. And he sent that when the story broke out. You guys can do whatever you want with this information. I am continuing to get everybody to speak out. I want the person who was with Tommy that night to speak out. I would love to contact the girls. I have their first and last names. I have the year they were born, and I have the school. I'm going to be contacting the school first thing in the morning to dig up their files to get these girls' information based on what happened.
Do you think he got their info?
And I will take it to the police and try to execute the full extent of the law against this man.
I mean, bro, the way that the David situation played out, when they went and the brother reported all that shit and nothing happened, bro, I don't think anything is going to happen here. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't think anything is going to happen. I think what happened. I don't think they're just going to give him their name. I don't think they're just going to give him their numbers and all that shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's too confidential, bro. That's literally like their safety is on the line. You're not even going to have their numbers. You're going to have their parents' numbers. If you were to even get that information and they're grown and they're not going to give you their information. Hey, I'm some random guy from the internet that blah, 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 blah. Like literally. 2, I just think like, whatever, like, you just got to find the receipts, get in contact with the people, and it's like, yeah, in the court of law, nothing is really going to happen, but the court of public opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can win in a court of public opinion.
I am doing everything in my power to see this man serve justice.
So there's a few ways of looking at this. I feel like
all right, Rain.
knowing who it was in the first clip and finding out that it's a different person than the person that you talked to in this last clip is important in proving that it's definitely true, because it's 2 different people almost a year apart. So at that point, you can't really question it. However, I will say that just the second clip alone is not looking that good for Tommy, because if it's somebody that went to school with these girls.
Did Temperrr say he was going to sue him for defamation? I don't know. Cause bro, you gotta understand, like, if you sue somebody for defamation, they're going through not only that, they're not only going through Rain's social media, they're gonna go through Temperrr's. And it's gonna be this long, drawn out situation that's gonna take years and it's gonna be so much money. He's not gonna do shit. I'm gonna tell you this right now, nobody is suing anybody, bro. That shit is gonna take way too long. It's gonna get dragged the fuck out. Their pockets are gonna get burnt up. It would just be way smarter for Temperrr to just let this situation die out, let Rain just get it all out, and then just move the fuck on. The way that the internet is, bro, the shit is we're gonna move on from this in like the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Just in September alone, it's so much shit going on. Trust me. It would just be way better to do that. Rain would have the burden of proof, but I'm saying he hasn't proven anything yet, though. If you really think about it, right? He said that it was a classmate of somebody. We don't even know who these people are. We don't know the names of the girls. We don't know the classmates. We don't know if there's any connection to these situations that he's saying and the timelines that add up. We would have to dig through Rain's Instagram or his Snapchat or whatever to find all that shit and corroborate the evidence. I don't like, it's literally Rain would have to go out his way to link all the receipts, and I don't even think he has all the receipts to this situation.
And they actually did give Rain their names, the school name. He has one of their...
I think Rain, it would have been smarter for him, because he was like, oh, I'm just going to air all this shit out, right? I think it would have just been smarter for him if he was really going to... Yo, Dubs was good. I think if he was really going to air everything out, right? He should have got all his ducks in a row, right? Before he even said anything, he should have got all his ducks in a row, reached out to everybody who was involved in this situation, got all of the evidence, and then just hit him right there, boom, with all the receipts. This person, this timeline, this, to the point where it's like you can't even say anything. Because now, if you don't have receipts, it's just, he said this, no, but I said this. He said this, no, but I said this. And we just have to take people's words for it. You know what I mean? Like, we need, like, legitimate receipts with timelines and actual proof. Jackson was good.
IGs, and he's able to reach out to them and they talk back. Like, that's all we need. Whether or not these girls can prove they were there with Tommy is going to be the next question.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have like pictures of them there at the club with Tommy, and the penthouse picture of her story, which that's archived on Instagram.
They've never shared any text messages. There's no
and here's the thing, that happened so long ago. They're probably in like full-blown like relationships right now, because if you think about it, if you like 15, 16 and like 2018, 2019, you're grown as fuck now. You probably got like a legitimate boyfriend and like, you know what I mean? Like, that was a whole different chapter in your life. Would they even feel comfortable speaking up? What's good, Mop?
There's nothing tying them there, and they're just like, but I was in a hotel, I was this age. I'm not saying that I wouldn't believe them, because again, there's a lot of information that correlates. I need to know more about who the first person was in the DMs.
Exactly. Who is that first person?
Need some info, because I don't want to just throw somebody under the bus because of something somebody said. I feel like if you can point to this, that, or the third, I'm all in with you. And it's just because it's such a serious allegation. I'm probably 80% of the way on Rain's side. I don't feel like Temperrr has shown us anything to negate half of the shit that Rain is saying. But I feel like if Tommy did actually follow them on Instagram, almost guaranteed a DM was sent at some point, whether they sent it to
him, hell yeah,
and he responded, or he sent something to them, and it may not be even incriminating. Maybe they didn't talk about anything crazy, they didn't say anything about them having sex, but the fact that they shared those DMs, and these are the same girls that through all of this we find that say that they were out with him that night.
Come on, bro. Girls be taking pictures when they out all the time. We live in the social media era, bro. Girls just be... They be on the phone they be living through the damn phone. Let's keep it a buck.
It's looking pretty like...
What club was it? Like, can we name drop the location?
But if they can't show that he shared a DM, never emailed them, never texted them, like nothing at all, I just feel like it's going to be hard to push that forward. There's definitely not going to be no legal situation around it. It's just going to be a he said, she said thing at that point. And again, I don't want no one to say that I'm trying to defend him, because I'm not at all. I try to look at everything as logically as possible.
Yeah, you got to look at it through an objective lens.
Now, if you were to ask me my personal opinion, I'm on Rain's side. But I always try to break down my videos based on the information and not necessarily always my personal opinion of that information, if that makes sense. So that's where we're...
Nah, facts. Facts. We just got to wait and see, I guess.